walking in my purpose. I'm walking in my purpose.
So today with us on Store Talk, we're honored to have a special guest with us. Here on Store Talk, we walk on our purpose on purpose, and today's guest is definitely doing that. We have with us the one, the only Miss Tamesha Sleet. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Hello.
Yeah, man. I just want to say first of all, I'm proud of you. And even what you're doing, your journey, I feel like needs to be seen, heard. We need more people to be striving and to going after dreams, goals of their own as well. And I feel like you're a resemblance of something that needs to be, told, shown, and even to even allow people to even know what you're doing as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What inspired you to pursue your career in nursing? And what
Um,
passionate about it.
so what made me passionate about it is I feel like I've always just kind of gravitated towards caring for people. So when I was a kid, just older, I grew up with my grandmother. She was older. So just seeing that and seeing the family take care of her, I admired that. And I grew up to want to do that as well.
Yeah. And what rewards have you received while you have worked in the nursing field?
Rewards, the rewards are when your patient gets better, your patient goes home, your patient family comes and say thank you. Those are the rewards. There is monetary rewards, like you do get paid well, but the reward, like your impact that you give to people, that's way more rewarding.
Yeah, and you have got awarded by with certificate wise as well. Haven't you received a couple awards?
I have received nursing awards. I I don't know. I don't even know where to start with that because when we have meetings and things, we always are, you know, we're awarded things. So I don't even know where to start with that. I'm sorry.
We just acknowledge you on that you do it, but I know you're selfless that, like you said, the reward that you really get is really helping people and doing your work and putting in forth the great work and great effort that you do. So I know that's way more rewarding to you. Um,
Yes,
you're preparing for boards now, right? It could be challenging.
yes.
How you balance the demands of studying with being a mother and making sure that you get yourself mentally ready?
I think that being a mother there's no other motivation like being a mother. So if there is something that, I'm struggling with, or that's my motivation is my child, I want him to see somebody working towards something and completing it, not stopping because it's getting hard or anything like that.
Yeah. Have you put together some study habits? Like what do you find is the most um thing that get allows you to be able to be focused, to be able to remember stuff? Do you got a game plan of how you study for it?
Okay, so if I were to advise somebody who was in that my situation and going to school is very tough, I would say definitely get a study group, definitely make friends because you guys help each other stand up. Like you might forget something, or your friend might tell you about it, or they might have heard it differently and can help you with that. Another thing I would recommend would be recording. Always, like, if you can, record your lectures because you may not catch something. So, those are some things I would recommend when studying.
Yeah. Is it important to have a mentor to eventually get a mentor in that field?
It's definitely important. Sometimes, um, I would say nurses are very busy, they're in high demand. So it is kind of hard to get a mentor. But if you make friends with people, or you just, if you're kind and you're willing to do the work, somebody will take you under their wing. Um, Me personally, I would love to mentor if there was anybody who wanted a mentor, but sometimes it can be challenging because a lot of nurses are overworked. So it's hard to find somebody who can have that time to sit down with you.
Yeah. What's a good thing to do with the busy schedule and being overworked at times, if to get your mind on reset to make sure you guys are, strengthened and have the type of strength y'all need and even the capacity because y'all pour into so many others by helping others that y'all need y'all strength. Y'all need to be,
Right.
so what do you do for that? Like, how do you pour yourself and allow yourself to be strengthened?
You always have to care for yourself first. I look at it like what they do on the airplane. If the plane go down, they say put the mask on yourself first. You have to take care of yourself first. You can't take care of nobody else if you're not in the right mind state, anything like that. So I would say don't be, because people who are very kind and care for people sometimes, I feel like I want to say they have this hero mentality, like they have to save everybody, but you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So I would say things that I do, I try to, if I feel like I'm all over the place, I try to be mindful and I slow down. Other things I do work out. Well, I'm not that, I won't say I'm in the gym 5 times a week, but I will go do like a workout. I go to the parks. I would say we have a park over here called Orlando. It's really nice. It's got water and stuff. I just go to like a place where I can have quiet because the world is so busy. It's so many distractions, social media, between everything just going on is a lot going on. So you have to go somewhere where you can be like just mindful, quiet, and tone everything out.
Yeah, how important with today and everything going on, how important is eating right and making sure that you stay up on your health and wellness as far as men and women?
Very, very important. I would say that is the main thing with health, is what you put into your body. Like, so I would say if I was to tell somebody, I wouldn't really, I'm sorry, I wouldn't really um tell you to go work out, but you're not eating right. You know what I'm saying? I would recommend that would be your first step, is to make sure that, you're getting the right amount of nutrients. That's affecting your brain. That's affecting everything. That's affecting how you treat people, all that. So I would say start with what you're putting into your body.
Yeah. What are your career aspirations after passing your boards? Are there any specific areas in nursing or healthcare that you're interested in exploring as you go further?
I am. So I'm like in a place where I want to go back. I still want to go back to school. So right now I'm working with veterans. So right now I'm working in primary care, which is nice. I do like the veterans. I've also worked with drug and alcohol addiction. I've worked with mental health, which mental health is very important. And I'm interviewing for a rehab.
Okay.
I see myself in the future going back for my NP eventually, but I got to work my way up. But I definitely want to work in mental health as a nurse practitioner. I see myself doing that.
Yeah. How important is mental health in today's world?
Oh my God, that's number one. That's number one. Um, I would say we all have our battles, so it's something that you should be able to, anybody should be able to, I guess, have empathy for somebody that's going through something like that. A lot of people suffer in silence. So I had a personal event happen to me. So with that being said, as far as I didn't have an episode, but I had a family member who had an episode. And it's very challenging for not only the individual who don't understand what their brain is going through, it's very challenging for the family. So I would say mental health is very important. Make sure you take care of your mental health, especially if you want to become a nurse. Um, everybody needs something from you when you a nurse. Everybody is you getting pulled in so many directions.
Yeah.
So it's very important. Like I said, be mindful and watch what you're putting in your body and everything like that.
Yeah. What is faith to you, and how has faith helped you thus far in this journey with all the things that you have went through?
Faith is everything to me. That's everything to me. Um, if we were going by statistics, I was born, my mother was 14 when she had me. So I was born to a teenage mother. Like she had um 5 kids by the age of 30. And she is an overcomer. So I'm not telling her story to put shame on her or anything like that. But I'm saying this to say that if I didn't have faith, I wouldn't have made it. Like that's like the number one thing that keeps me going is knowing that it's a higher power that's in control. Because a lot of times I get through things and I'll be like, I don't even remember like the struggle. Not saying I don't remember the struggle, but something definitely carried me through that. I'll share a little story. When I was in the nursing program, right after my first semester, and they say when you get into nursing school, they say something crazy always happens. So I lost my spouse right after my first semester of nursing school, and that was very challenging. I did have a break in between. It was like a summer break, but if it wasn't for faith and family, like there's no way. I should have been, I'm thankful that I have my mind. I'm thankful that I do believe in a higher power. I'm thankful that I did have that faith. And I started working on that prior to that. So that really helped me.
Yeah. And what values or life lessons do you hope to impart to your son as he grows up and as you pursue your passions and as you motivate him to pursue his as well?
Um, One value that I want him to have is honesty, being honest, being true to yourself, being authentic. Um, Loving yourself, that's very important. I feel like in our community we don't get told enough to how to love ourselves. Like that's important. And also just have confidence. I want him to have confidence. Like I said, I did lose my spouse, so he his dad is watching over him, but he's not in the physical. So that worries me kind of, but I know that I have an amazing support system, so I think that he'll be okay. But I want to definitely let him know to be confident.
Yeah, definitely. And what does family mean to you? You mentioned your family and support system several times. What does family mean to you, and how has that helped you get past all the tough times and to keep you going and keep you pushing?
Family means a lot. I was blessed to have amazing in-laws as well. So um, during that time, um, I wanted to move as far as I didn't want to stay in my old home that me and my husband shared because he passed away in our home. So my in-laws pretty much took care of me. And I've learned that family is not just the family that you were born into, you also create your family. So with that situation, I was just so grateful that I created a foundation with my husband and his family to have that. So you don't, I learned that you don't have to be superwoman. You don't have to be, you can always have that support system to back you up when you are weak.
Yeah. Definitely. And then even like in the Bible, it says, in our weakness, God's strength is made whole. Like a lot of times things happen and we don't know that it's gonna happen, but he already know that he gonna be with you to get you through the situation that you go and he's gonna stretch you and be able to birth what he got inside you all the great gifts and talents, because that's what is going to happen. And sometimes if we know what's going to happen, we will be scared. Like, you got to
Right.
go through all these different tests. If you went through your career, what you doing as a nurse, being nervous and scared and worrying, like you wouldn't even be able to succeed, but you trust, you put forth the work. Faith without works is dead. So I got faith. I'm studying and I know what I want to do. Now that give you fuel and the energy to get through it. And you like, man, God and got me through this. And now I'm here. Now I'm about to go towards my MP. That's what it is. And that's where the blessing is at, by having faith and trusting. So and believe this, he ain't done with you yet. He got some amazing things that he gonna do for you in your life, you and your son, and even in your field and your career. And I believe that.
Thank
Like for
you.
sure. As far as when you nursing in the hospitals or in the facilities, how important is it to have that camaraderie, that teamwork, or the bond within your employees and working? How does that look?
I think that it is important, very important. So I always want to do my best, no matter what. Whatever, if I feel like if you do something out of your heart and it's pure, you're gonna do your best. In the facilities, you might work with people who they don't have the same motivation as you. They don't have the same heart as you. So you might work with somebody who may, you know, drop the ball or whatnot. But I feel like I want to stress to anybody thinking about getting in this career, just evaluate the why. Why do you want to do this? Don't just get into it just because, oh, it's guaranteed or it's a good field.
Yeah.
Really know why you want to do this. Um, I tend to try to make friends, because not saying like, oh, we gotta go and hang out after work, but I try to be pleasant and show people the same respect and treatment I would want them to give to me, because at the end of the day, if something were to go wrong, you definitely want to have people on your side and people that's willing to help you. So I would say, don't go in there thinking you know everything. Don't go in there thinking that you're above somebody. Always show it's a team effort. Then that goes from housekeeping, that goes from whoever you come across. Dietary, you want to make friends with everybody, because at the end of the day, they all are making this place run. It's not just you.
Yeah, last couple questions we get you out of here. What would you say to someone who maybe, was going through the field, maybe had some tough times or whatever, and pause for a minute? And then what would you say to someone who wanted to pause and everything was cool, but they just felt like it was a lot? Would you suggest that a pause would be good, or do they need to be cautious and like putting it a hold on it? Like, what does that look like, and what advice could you give towards that?
I really can't speak for everybody. Me personally, I would not pause if I can avoid it. If
Okay.
there's no other way and circumstances have you to where you have to, like say financial reasons, you can't afford it, whatnot, I would, pause, but I wouldn't pause for too long. I definitely would stay in that flow and keep going, because it's this is what I think of it as. Like if you riding a bike on a trail, and sometimes you got those high points, you got those low points. Even when you going downhill, you definitely want to keep your feet on a pedal. You still want to keep going little by little, because it's going to give you the momentum you need when you going up. So you definitely want to just keep going, even if it's just a pull back a little bit. Like say you got to take one class instead of taking a whole full-time schedule. You definitely want to keep in that flow.
Yeah, man, that was good. That was a good illustration. I was sitting here thinking about what you're saying too, like coasting and the pedal still going, but you got yeah. Lastly, could you speak to the youth, whatever comes to your heart, on identity and choosing a career that they may want to go after, and just give them motivation for that?
Yes. So identity, I feel like even me in my mid 30s, I'm still, you find different parts of yourself. So like I said, I would just focus on being authentic. What really speaks to your heart? Ask yourself why, if you're interested in something, ask yourself why you want to do it. And then if you can get a mentor, or if you can, read a book about it. Now we got YouTube. You can watch YouTube videos about it. Just see how passionate you are by watching it and tapping into it. If you can, like nursing, I started as an aide. I watched other nurses. I looked at them and I was like, I kind of admired them.
Mhm.
And once I became, friendly with them and things, they motivated me. They like, well, you can go back to school, so I feel like if you're interested in something, kind of like tap into it more. Whatever you got to do to tap into it, and just make sure that it's something that you really want to do for the right reason. Make sure you got the right intention. And as long as it's coming from the heart, you're going to succeed.
Yeah. And they say that when you love something and when you go and do it, it's no longer work. You're doing something you love. And I can tell just by talking to you about this field, about nursing and about this, just how you light up. I can tell that you really love what you do and you really love what you're pursuing. I just pray that God continues to bless you, that He continues to strengthen you. May He give you peace. May He give you comfort, and may He be with you. Even in those times that's tough, even in those times where you feel alone, may He be with you to comfort you and give you peace. May He download all the information and wisdom that you need. May He give you the strength to remember everything that you need to as you take different tests, as you go on further and further. May He give you favor in your field. May He continue to give you all the desires of your heart, and may He bless and comfort your son and be with him as well as you go, and as you continue to, just be that amazing woman of God that He has, created you to be.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, Tamesha Sleet.